Business coach Lee Gray.
Just do it. If you think about it, how many times have we said, oh, I wish I would have? And I would rather regret doing something than not doing something.
What led you to becoming a business coach?
Everything I did in my life until the day before I became a business coach. So the day you become a business coach, especially with Action Coach, is you become a business owner. And I wanted to be a business owner. I've always had businesses, side hustles, and a couple of real businesses. But I decided at the age of 50, when I lost my job, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to be my own boss. And so I decided to start my own business, and I haven't looked back. I really haven't looked back. So that's why I admire all of the other people who have done that too, because it's a big step to become a business owner.
And why business coaching?
The kind of personality that I have, it's a pretty good fit. I think I have a tendency to want to give, and we do give in business coaching, but the benefits way outweigh what we give. So when I started to do the vetting at Action Coach, I was calling around business coaches, and they were not telling me these stories about that I thought I was going to hear. They were telling me the stories about how they felt when a client achieved a goal and what it was like when they won. And man, I wanted to be a part of that. And it's bigger. It's bigger than certain things in life. I feel like it's big, and I wanted something big.
One thing you find that gets the biggest results in business?
It's going to sound too simple, but it is the getting control over the business owner's time. Because when we get control, when they take control over their time, then they can take control over their mind, then they can take control over what they focus on, then they can take control over their business. So helping people, get a relationship with their time and how they spend their time, and understanding, the value of where you need to spend your time as an owner. So I'm going to say time, because nothing else matters if you don't spend your time wisely as a business owner.
What's a client that's come to you with a challenge, and what's that challenge been?
An example to you today, and this happens pretty regularly in coaching. You get with a client and they say, oh my gosh, I'm in a different place in my life. I'm in a different place in my business. And this woman said to me today, she said, I'm without fear today, Coach Lee. I said, what do you mean without fear? She goes, well, I'm not worried about what's going on in my businesses. She has 2 locations now. I'm not worried about what's going on in my businesses. I have systems in place. I've empowered my people to make decisions. We had an issue. We dealt with it. I released my team to do the work, and they're doing it. So I'm sitting here now in this coaching session. It was literally today. She said, I'm sitting here today so that I can become even better. And I can do that now. When she first started working with me almost 8 years ago, she was answering the phone, scheduling appointments, doing the laundry, it's a spa, washing the towels, cleaning the rooms, wiping the windows, cleaning out the parking lot, everything. And now she simply runs the business strategically. It's so beautiful.
How long did it take her to get there, and what were the steps along the way that you helped her with?
We helped her with her identity first. Well, getting control of time. So having her create a default calendar. And we do that with a lot of clients. And basically that is identifying where your priorities are and then establishing those in your calendar and then sticking with it. So we did that. And then she hired her first person to replace her at the front desk. And when she did that, she started to see, oh, well, I've got time to do some leadership. I've got time to do some growth. I've got time to do maybe some better hiring. So we started working on hiring team. We started working on training. And then every book I gave her the 5 dysfunctions of a team and instant sales. And I gave her all different kinds of books, and she would read those books and come back and say, well, this is what I learned, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But I would say the best thing that's happened with her is she's consistently learned what she needs to do to get to that next level. She's a learner, and I think really big successful owners are learners and applying learnings, right? But that's what she's done. She now has 25 employees, 2 locations. She takes vacations for 3 weeks at a time, and she can be gone. It's pretty cool.
Just talk to me about that identity, because that's a big one with business owners, isn't it?
It is. I'm really glad you brought that up. And I was going to say, in the beginning, when people hire a coach, they almost always say, I've got to get control of my team. I need to get control of my cash flow. It's a problem. When you dig deep into it and they begin to uncover what's really going on, it is the identity that they see themselves as a non-leader or a person who doesn't understand cash flow, or they're always having financial trouble. So it's funny. You can literally say to someone, well, that's not how I see you. When I look at you, I see a person who is in control of their time and in control of their finances. They're still learning, but they're in control. And they go, well, you see that? Sometimes I think it's our job as a coach to see in them what's right under the surface, which got them to be a business owner to begin with, is that belief that they had. And then somehow you get in the minutia of running a business and you forget, I don't know how amazing you are. And so pulling that out is like, pull it out of you. And then they hear it from someone else, and then they really begin to believe it. So I think that is, the identity is there. We just have to polish it and encourage it to show itself.
What is your favorite business book?
Brad Sugar's, I love Brad and I love all of his books. I really do. But my favorite book is Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference. At the end of the day, everything we do is a negotiation, everything. And so if you can just get a little better at negotiation, then business is better and life is better and employees better. You're able to just position yourself better. I just love that book. And I follow him on Instagram and all of his social media. I like that book. I recommend it to everyone. Yeah.
Who's been the best mentor or coach for you?
My very first mentor, though, was in a sales career I had when I was very young. When I first started, a friend of mine, my sales manager, told me that I could do anything, and that she saw so much in me. And I remember, and today, so 50 years later, we're still friends. That's literally how long it's been. Has it been that long? Oh, no, not quite that long. Long time. And I still tell her that she gave me the opportunity to do things I didn't think I could do. And I think that is, that's what a mentor does, is give you the opportunity or challenges you to do the things that they know you can do, but you don't, because of that self-doubt we have, right? So her name was Retha, a really wonderful friend of mine. And then I've had some really great coaches in ActionCOACH. So I've worked with Carrie Kaufman, who is wonderful. I've worked with Marianne Hauser, who is wonderful. I work with Bruce Wilson. These are some of the coaches around the world that have strengths in certain areas, and they've helped me be who I have become. Reggie Shropshire is another one. And it sounds like maybe I'm switching around coaching. It's not that at all. It's they've said, you're ready to go on to another person or another place. And
hats off to you for committing to your learning by listening to this podcast. And if you'd like some help implementing some of these strategies, then click the link in the description to find your local action coach. They can help you put these strategies into action and take your business and your life to the next level. In the meantime, like and subscribe so that you're the first to get our next episode. We'll see you soon.